Hey, what's going on, folks? I hope each and every one of you's had a great Thanksgiving. It's kind of early in the morning here. I felt the need to get another video out. Um, Got to talk with a lot of family over the Thanksgiving holiday, and just basically got to talk about some of the old ways and what it used to be and what we have become. And this might be like a little story. It's going to have a lot of stuff put in it. Um, then I see the chaos on Black Friday. We give thanks on one day and then it's total chaos over a toaster on the next day. But I'm going to put a lot of information in this video. I'm going to put a lot of things about my traditions and history of my family and where we are and where we're heading, and probably where we're heading back to. One side of my family celebrated Thanksgiving the best they could. Money was pretty tight back in the times of my granddaddy growing up on one side of my family. And they did the best they could and they made it work. They butchered their own meat. My granddaddy was a butcher. They lived a simpler life in dirt floor houses, pulling their water from a well. But yet they were so close as a family that they made it through the hardest of times. My granddaddy was also a preacher. Feared God, preached the word, told people how to make it to heaven, what you have to do to get there, to believe. Had many children. Just had a great family. The family always stayed together. On the other side, I had a family that was much like I am now. Farmed their whole life. Had mules and plows. Raised tobacco. I guess I was the last of the dying breed on the burley raising around here, in my name anyway. Big government came in and shut that down just like they shut everything else down. But anyways, on Thanksgiving they would get up, and the tobacco warehouses, they would want them to come into work, but they wouldn't do it on Thanksgiving. They always rabbit hunted on Thanksgiving. There might be 15, 20 people out there rabbit hunting, have a big feast in the evenings, late at night, after they got done hunting. Lived a simpler, better way of life, hands down. No technology, no light switch. Just a better way of life, folks. A lot of my family back in the Depression era came through it, struggled, but made it. That's really what I want to talk about today. See, back in 1929, the deep state tried shutting down this country. They tried taking us out. But they forgot one thing. You see, when all these rich white collars up in Wall Street, in New York City, Washington, D.C., see, they forget. They forget what real Americans are. They forget who their resistance is. You see, they go about their day living in their skyscrapers and making money off of us working class folks, and they forget about real life. They tried to take us all out back in the Great Depression, but they forgot one thing. One thing beat the deep state back in the Depression, and that was family. Unity. Everybody backed each other up. Everybody was together in the same house. And if they wasn't in the same house, they had community. Now, I'm not going to lie, folks. I know all of that has been torn away. I know all of that has been destroyed. But there's another depression coming. And this ain't fantasy land. Our stock markets are at 27, above 27,000 points. There's going to come a day when what goes up must come down. And us folks down here on the bottom that's working for the rich elite to have what we have, we're going to lose our jobs. There's going to be a rush on food, water, supplies. And that right there, my friends, will trigger the Civil War, or whatever kind of collapse scenario you want to call it. But civilians will be at war to survive. The struggle will be real, folks. This will be called the Greatest Depression. What's coming, we've never seen. We've never had to deal with. We've had a silver spoon, folks. We've had it made. I know my generation has. A lot of you out there watching this video, you grew up in times of heartache. You know what I'm talking about. But I believe this time that's coming is going to be so much harder because the world is crazy. I see videos all the time. You know, opening rifle season here was last weekend. And me and my daughter got her first deer. And me and my nephew, us three hunters, we harvested 6 deers. 6 deers we harvested. And I hear people putting stats out there about how the wildlife population is going to be eradicated just as soon as the SHTF happens. You come off the concrete and you're hordes and you're hungry, and these deers and wildlife is going to run circles around you if you don't know what you're doing. You just can't come to a woods in a rural area and what I call pray and spray and expect to hit nothing. That's that's just silly. People think that they're going to come out here and they're going to eat all the wildlife, that they're going to catch all the fish, that they're going to do this and that. No, that's not going to happen. It's not going to happen at all. Would it be more harder to hunt with a lot of people walking through? Yes. Yes. But it's not going to be because the wildlife is going to be killed off. It's going to be because the wildlife gets smarter. But if your people that's out there preparing, that's out there that actually gets out in the woods when the pouring down rain, or gets out in the snow and actually goes track game and stalk deer and do whatever you got to do, rabbit hunt, squirrel hunt, know how to do all this stuff, know how to field dress, know how to take in your own meat and bring it back to your table. If you know how to do all this stuff, you have already got the greatest advantage at all. I'll tell you another thing. If you've still got your family together and you've got a family unit, it's going to have to take a mighty force to take you down. I'm always preaching on family, folks. A lot of people may not like it, but it's what I truly believe in the most. I believe in the old ways. I guess I'm an old soul, but I know a lot of you that supports this channel and supports my movement has an old soul as well. The financial collapse, the greatest depression is coming, folks. It is coming. And it will trigger our next civil war, our next civil unrest, our next revolutionary war, whatever you want to call it, our next possible reset. And that's why I told you in a few videos back that the government now, the deep state, has learned That's why they stuck technology down our throats, folks. That's why they split the family. That's why they made it harder than ever on the husband of the family in a divorce case to have equal share. It knew what it was doing. The devil knew what he was doing when he divided the family, folks. And don't say you can't see it. Don't say you can't see it out there in the world, because it's real. It is real. Ain't none of this I've said is fantasy. There's going to come a day to when we're not going to be keyboard warriors out there. Ain't just going to type their message. There's going to come a day to where it goes back to what it originally was. People back in those time periods I'm talking about lived by the gun. You know, my favorite weapon in the whole world is a deer rifle. It is my choice battle weapon. Of course, we have the others. But I could care less about that. I want something that I know that works for me. I want something that I know that will take care of me and take care of any problem I have if and when something goes down in our time period. I mean, you know, folks, there was a time when men actually was men. Not wearing skinny jeans, walking through your China marts, all plugged into the system. There's still men left. I try to put out a positive message that there is more than just us left. There has to be, folks. For when the day we run out of hope, the day that comes and we run out of family, evil, deep state, whatever you want to call it, Satan, they win. I'll tell you, folks, as for me and my house, as for me and my friends and family, because I consider my friends my family. I don't have many friends, folks. The ones I do have, I trust them with my children's lives. I would trust them with my family's life, and I would trust them with my life. And I know no matter how we end up in this world, we know where our true home is, and that's in heaven above. Make sure you keep prepared, folks. Make sure you watch your six at all times. Get you a good gun. Get you a good gun and learn how to use it. You don't have to have the fancy tactical gear. A simple bolt-action deer rifle is all you'll truly need. Get you a good knife. Get you a good knife, folks. Try to find you an American-made blade. It's going to cost you some money, yes. But in the end, this can save your life in multiple ways, from chopping wood to skinning deer. Trust me, folks. Get ready, because the next greatest depression will come. And what comes after that, I'll let anybody out there name whatever you want to name it. But I call it Civil War. Till the next time, stay the course, keep the faith. I'll see y'all on the flip side.